Hey everyone, it's Braxton. This is 21 Days to 30K as a TikTok creator. Okay, I've been silent for a little bit, so here's what's going on. So I posted the last video, what was that, for day 11 is where we left off. I think I did that on Tuesday of this last week, which was, I think that would have been May 1st perhaps. And I don't know what happened that afternoon, but not long after posting that video, I got hit like a ton of bricks with a cold, and it just kind of put me out of commission for a while, to the point where like my voice was all messed up. I kind of had a hard time speaking and stuff. So I literally wasn't able to make videos for a few days because of that. So I apologize if you actually have been following along with this and doing this with me. That is why I've been MIA, and maybe you can still hear it in my voice right now. I'm finally getting over having that cold, but I'm ready to get back into it. So what happened as a result of that is I also didn't post very much on my TikTok account during those 5 or 6 days or however long it's been. Cold medicine has got me out of the loop a little bit. But it's funny. So that posting that day, I realized I had already made the decision where I was going to start just posting videos in 3-day buckets. You guys may have noticed that I've posted here and there, and I've done catch-up videos and stuff like that as I've gone through this series. And on about a week ago, less than a week ago, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a video for every 3 days of this challenge going forward. So I decided to do that, and then got hit with a cold, and so I would have only posted 2 videos normally since that time, or in that time period. So now what I'm doing today is we're going to recap I think we're on day 12 through 16 is how we're going to do this. So we're recapping all the videos right here, and bear with me because you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm still having a little bit of trouble. Got some water here if I need it. But we're going to dive right into this. So I didn't record those few days. I did take screenshots of most of them. I think I missed maybe 2 days where I didn't take screenshots of my rewards, but overall you're going to get a nice view of the progression of rewards that we've hit. I think we left off on the last video where I did break the 5K mark. And so I'll show you that. Basically, in this span of time, I've gone from about 5K to $5,548, give or take. So unless I'm counting, that's roughly a rewards of $540 in that span of time. So kind of cool to look at this and see. Basically, when I came down with this cold, I told myself, well, you know what? I can't film videos. I can't record videos. But it'll be interesting to see if I'm not actively posting on my TikTok account for a few days. What will the rewards look like when the videos are just passively bringing them in versus getting a boost from new videos getting posted? And there's some interesting things that I kind of have noticed in this that I can't even quite fully explain, but there's some interesting things that I'm looking forward to showing you here right now. Okay, so I'm just going to throw up the screenshots here really quick so you can see kind of the progression of what happened. Excuse me. You'll see that after the previous day, we had a nice little boost of about $200 some odd. If I pull up the next screenshot, we're at $5,400. The next day was only about $16 increase, and that might have been Friday, I think, if I remember. Not positive, but so got a $16 increase. Got another increase of about $40 the following day on day 15. I think that's day 15. And then lastly, where we're sitting at right now is $5,548. So $540 passively in passive rewards without posting videos to get a boost. That's kind of cool to realize that your videos passively can bring you that much when you stop posting for 4 days to a week. Now, I will say, I did post a couple videos in that time. One video was when I started getting my voice back. I was at home. I didn't come into the office. I went into my backyard and I did a minute-long video. I think that video got roughly maybe 13 to 15,000 views. Let me go ahead and actually check it. Yeah, it's at about 13,000 views right now. So that means that's roughly $10 maybe. So not even a huge reward from that. So my takeaway from that is $540, and that is almost all exclusively because of passive videos that are getting a lot of views and that are trending, just doing their thing, which is really cool to see. So I love seeing that. All right, so we've posted the screenshots. I'm going to pull up another screenshot here really quick. And I just discovered something weird yesterday, and I don't have any explanation for it. So if you look at the screenshot here, what I'm pulling up here is the graph and the trend mark that shows you the rewards that I've been receiving over the last few weeks. If you look at the very far right tail end of that, you'll see that there's a little uptick in rewards. And the interesting thing is that uptick occurred, as far as I'm reading the report right, that uptick occurred on Sunday, or it was reporting on maybe as a result from Saturday. So that's interesting. So I don't know why that happened. Maybe there's a chance that the video I posted on Saturday contributed to that little uptick that you see there. Don't know, but I just thought that was kind of cool. You can see the downward trend where I wasn't posting for a few days because I didn't have a voice. and then it kind of shot up a little bit from there. So just thought that was interesting. My best guess is maybe either the one, I don't see how, but the one video I posted on Saturday did that, or one of my other videos started trending because of some other user activity on the platform. Beyond that, I don't know. Okay, so there's that. Here's another funny thing I just noticed this morning. I'm going to pull up another screenshot here. There's a few we can look at, but in the last 2 days maybe, I've noticed that my revenue per mil has gone up by a penny. And so now that's not that's nothing, I'm not celebrating that necessarily, but I find it interesting that that's happening. So what that tells me, you might recall from previous videos, I've kind of posed the rhetorical question of, I wonder if a creator has any influence on impacting their revenue per mil so that it goes up. I don't know the answer to that question, but seeing that it go up by a penny makes me think that creators do have some sort of influence. Maybe it's not a big influence, but I wonder if it is there. And that leads me into my next point that I want to share with you guys. Just this morning, I received a notification in the app in TikTok. I got a notification to join a creativity program workshop. That's a special invite, apparently. I don't know if this is intended for just certain creators on the creativity program or if it's for all creators on the creativity program. But I did receive an invite-only notification to this workshop. It's happening on the 15th of May, which is about a week away. That's going to be interesting because if given the opportunity, I'm going to ask the question if it's possible for influencers to do something to increase their revenue per mil, because if that would be a huge question that I would love to have answered, and I'm sure other creators would as well. Okay, so that's kind of a rundown of the rewards we've made, of some other things I've noticed going on with this process and with this challenge. So let me switch gears a little bit now. And one thing I want to point out is I realized early on that I wasn't going to hit the 30K as part of my goal in doing this challenge. I knew that pretty early on, like 4 or 5 days into this. But I've loved continuing with it, and I hope you guys can appreciate the fact that I did that. I'm not one to try and abandon a project when I start it. I'm going to see it through, even though I have to eat crow a little bit. And it's just fun. So I know that the 30K, it was definitely possible, but for what it's worth, and just to be transparent with you guys, where that number came from was, and honestly, what made me decide to do this challenge in the first place was there was a period of 2 days right after I got paid from the program from the last installment. There's a period of 2 days where I earned $2,000 in rewards. And so I looked at that and I thought I could manufacture what I did to earn that and do it again using the videos in my series and how they typically go viral. I thought I could manufacture a way to make that happen and repeat it again and again and again. And as we've been seeing in this process and in this challenge, I haven't been successful at that, right? But I basically told myself, well, if I could do 2K in 2 days, what if I tried to do it again and again and again, right? So obviously that's not happening. It's obvious. I'm sure you guys have been telling yourselves by now, Braxton's not going to hit 30K in 21 days. That's totally cool. This was a fun challenge, and it's not over yet, and I intend to see it through as well. But I just wanted to acknowledge that because I'm sure we're all thinking it, right? So I just wanted to give that context to what the vision and the idea behind it was and where that number came from and why Braxton's not hitting it. And that leads to my final point. I've noticed the further and further I've been doing this challenge, where I've tried to focus on posting content that resonates with people and that is eligible for the creativity program, the more I found the harder and the more focused I am on trying to do that for the sake of this challenge, the less successful I'm actually becoming, which is interesting. And so I've been asking myself, what are some things that I have been doing that I normally didn't do, or what are some things that I used to do that I haven't been doing in this challenge? There's a few that came to mind. One of them is that the only videos I've been posting for the last, just over 2 weeks now, the only videos I've been posting on my account have been minute-long videos just for the sake of earning more rewards. Normally, there are videos I post where they're 20, 30, 45 seconds. At least once a day, in fact, probably. So I find it interesting. I think what I've learned, what I'm gleaning from that, is that I wonder if TikTok favors more diversity in the content. And when I say it out loud, that sounds like a no-brainer, right? And so I think it's almost important to have a good mix of everything's short form video on TikTok, but having shorter form video alongside the minute long videos to give it a good mix. And I can see reasons why, you've heard me talk early on about the 7-second hack and things like that, right? So I can see how having those shorter form videos could potentially lend well to helping your rewards in theory, because attracting viewership and getting a lot of views from those videos could create a lot of spillover onto your minute-long videos, where people see this 30-second long video and they're like, oh, I like this guy. What else does he have? And they spill over to other videos as well. That's very possible. And if I look at my analytics on my TikTok, I can see that does in fact happen. And I don't mean just within this challenge, but generally, I do see in my analytics, there are people coming to my videos as a result of seeing one video and they spill over to another. And that means that they're clicking on my profile and going directly to all my videos on my feed, right? So that's something I've learned just in the last day or two, where I've been seeing that, okay, maybe there's something to earning rewards, but doing it by sprinkling in other content that is not eligible for rewards. And I think it just depends. So I'm taking that idea, and if I contrast that with the example that I used, I don't remember if it was the last video or the video before, but what we call, I gave the example of Call Me Chris on a previous video, where because of the nature of what she does and with the nature of her content, all of her videos are easily a minute long, right? And so I can see what the rewards are that she's getting, because the length of video having it be over a minute long is very natural and native for her style of content. For me, that's not necessarily the case. There have been videos that I've posted, especially very early on when I first started on TikTok, that were 30 seconds long, and I would get a lot of followers based on that. So the if I'm reading between the lines, the message I'm getting from that is, Braxton, you've built a portion of your audience off of shorter videos, like 20 to 30, 45 seconds. And so you can't expect rewards when part of the audience is accustomed to that style of content. And again, I don't know if that's true. That's kind of just a hypothesis I've come up with because of the fact of what I'm observing. There's only so much we can learn and just make assumptions on, because I know amongst many other things, TikTok guards their algorithms and their metrics and criteria for certain programs very carefully, right? And they're very vocal about that if you have tried to learn anything about it at all. They're just as a side note, their verification program where you get the blue check or whatever. That's a good example of it them guarding it very closely. I've emailed TikTok just as long as I'm talking about it. I've emailed TikTok directly to get answers on, I'm seeing people that only have 20,000 followers, and they're verified on TikTok. I'm coming up on 400,000 and I'm still not verified. And I asked them, what do I have to do to qualify for being verified on your platform? And they basically wouldn't tell me. But they said, we looked at your account and it doesn't qualify. I'm like, okay. So I don't know what it is, but we'll get there one day perhaps. Okay, so there's that. Excuse me. So in short, we only have a few days left going into this or going through this. We've earned roughly, I want to say about $4,000 off it. So very, very short of what the original goal was. And I can see now why that is. So to sum up kind of the premise of this video today in particular, I think what I'm going to do is go back to my very original cadence of posting before I even had the idea to do this challenge. And I'm curious to see in these last few days what is going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if rewards actually became better as a result of that. But everything I've been doing for the sake of this challenge has actually resulted in getting less views in some ways. All of the videos that I post to my series, which usually predictably get 1 million views every time I post, if not a little short of that, none of my videos to my series have been doing as well. So lots to experiment with. I can see also why I've also been posting videos to my series more frequently during this challenge, and I wonder if that has something to do with it. So I'm starting to think, if I can get $2,000 off of one video, then why not just do that? Because it seems like if I do 4 videos in a week, even collectively, they don't earn the same rewards that one really good video to my series performs with. So lots of experimentation, still lots to learn. We're going to come out of this challenge, and I already know I'm not going to have I'm going to have more questions and more things to experiment with. And I have some more perspective from it. But definitely doing this challenge has just given me more mystery and more things to figure out. So I'm not coming out of this with a solid. I would say I'm not coming out of it with a more solid idea of how I can earn rewards at a maximum from the program. In fact, it's just opened up more questions. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, that's the video today. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate your support. I appreciate the comments. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to see in these last few days or thoughts about something I should try, I would love to hear it and hear your ideas, and maybe we can put them in place in these last few days. And if you like this kind of content, if you like what I'm doing, if you like watching challenges like this to show you different avenues of being able to make an income, then feel free to let me know. Give me a subscribe and a like to show me that this is meaningful for you so that I know where to continue focusing on creating content here on my YouTube channel. And that's it. We'll see you on the next video.